Network Entertainment.
So, Lance, Albert, and Aikee, what's the love language that you want to give and receive from your partner?
Usapang love language agad.
Oo.
Tagal.
I'm being clocked for not being able.
No worries.
What I did? I'm thinking. I forgot the love
Okay.
languages. Go first.
I think recently I've been changing my answers. I think initially, siguro nung 18 pataas, parang like yung sinasabi na physical touch, di ba? But lately, I've been finding myself fulfilled with acts of service as something I give.
Okay.
And then I feel like when I receive words of affirmation, it makes me want to be of service more. Gets.
Acts of service. Like, that's the one that you like to give. But what you want to receive ba?
Is parang at this point in my life, words really mean a lot. So maybe words of affirmation. What about you?
I think maybe it's because I'm younger. Mine's physical touch. Yeah, I'm very clingy, and I guess alongside physical touch, I like time. That's one.
Quality time.
Yeah, that one.
Quality time.
I like time. Because it's nice to do like boring things or fun things or just anything with our partner because it makes life less lonely.
Gets. Ikaw ba,
How about-
Jacob?
Ikaw muna
Ikaw
tinatanong.
muna.
Bato,
Sabi
bato.
ko, di ba? Oh. Sige, ako na nga lang. For me, giving is, feeling ko gifts.
Gifts. Sugar daddy ka.
Hoy.
Ay, gusto ko rin pala receiving gifts.
Me,
Nagparinig.
Diba? Gifts talaga.
Receiving,
Yes.
feeling ko words of affirmation din.
Gets.
Ikaw.
Ako, pero ever since I like quality time. Like, it's something that I want to give. Kasi parang, iba talaga if like, spend time, parang you would do like the boring stuff like what you've mentioned or like yung very work stuff or basta kasama mo yung tao. But I guess more recently, I'd also like to receive physical touch. I mean, in terms of like nung, parang I didn't know that's something, that's something na I want to have, especially nung nagka-partner na ako. So, yun.
You want to have?
Yes. Kaya naman, hello to everyone all over the world. Magkakasama na naman tayo sa isang gabing puno ng kwentuhan, tawanan at bardagulan kasamang leading voices of the Filipino youth. Ito pa rin ang
Ganito kasi yan, powered by the Pod Network.
At kasama nyo pa rin ang striving scholar ng Rizal na at this point, yun nga, may pakabebe time na ako lang to, si Lance Arevada.
At ako, ang inyong podcaster by day, kaming Atenista by night na no comment na lang po, please. Thank you.
Oo.
It's your boy, Jacob.
At makakasama natin ang isa naman sa talaga namang inaabangan. More like, talaga namang kapansin-pansin, sikat na sikat. Wow, sikat na sikat. But one of the most creative couples that we know, especially not very visible on queer spaces in the community.
We have Albert and Aikee.
Yeah.
hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Musta?
Kamusta
So,
kayo,
kumusta
guys?
naman kayo at this moment?
I'm great. I'm excited.
Ang sarap mag-microphone at mag-headphones.
Yeah, I agree.
ASMR.
ASMR.
Oo.
Ayun naman, thank you so much for going here sa studio namin here sa ganito kasi yan. And siguro, yun nga, sabi nga ni Jacob kanina nga din na since this is Valentine's or like February
Sinabi ko
itself.
na ba?
Sinabi mo na kanina.
Hindi ko sinabi on air.
Parang yun nga, we want to feature couples.
Ito yung ating Valentine's special kung saan mag-feature tayo ng iba't ibang couples, finding out their stories and how they navigate into relationships for this year's Valentine's special ng GK1.
So, na-release na namin si Ben Kenshin and although hindi na couple but si Marvin and Jolina, pwede nyo na i-stream and ngayon naman.
diba? Iba-ibang facets.
Oo. May straight,
Merong
mag-ex.
for the love team.
Oo. Yung love team. Siyempre may representation tayo.
Oo.
Tama naman. Kaya naman ready na ba kayo?
Yes.
Siguro.
Wow.
Take it away,
Oo.
Jacob.
So, syempre, bago tayo lumalim sa discussion, gusto din namin malaman yung story ninyo. Like, how did you guys meet and end up together? And was it a love at first sight thing or was it a slow
Or
burn?
pakilala din kayo sa podcast.
Yeah.
Hi, ako si Albert. At ang next na magsasalita at magkukwento ay si Aikee.
Oh, okay. So, hello. I'm Aikee. So, how we first met, this was, I think, March 2023?
Yeah.
March 2023.
Hindi na namin maalala.
Yeah.
Char.
It's been so long in gay time.
Tama,
It's been
diba?
so long in gay time. So, yeah, we met March 2023, which is like 10 years ago. And we met in Art in the Park.
10 years. Guys, ano para sa inyo? Ano mas matagal? Gay years o dog years?
Dog years.
Okay, sige. Pwede
Ano ba
pa.
gay years?
Hindi ba dog years mga 8 years is 1 year?
Pero kasi ang ano din ng
Mga 7.
gay years.
Hindi natin alam kung ilan ng gay years.
ang
pero
tagal.
10 years na daw.
Ah.
So, yeah, we met 10 years ago in 2023. and
Gets.
And then we met in Art in the Park. So Art in the Park, that is it's a gallery fair thing in Makati. And yeah, someone like basically a mutual friend introduced us, and then we were both there because we were both artists. You want to look at the art, and yeah, ever since that, we just like ever since the evening we met, the week after we just kept seeing each other. Like we just like kept hanging out. Maybe like Art in the Park was on a Sunday, and I think from that Sunday to the next Sunday, I think we saw each other like 5 times that week, and then
Clingy, no?
yeah, right. See, so it's very yeah, I'm very clingy. So at the time, actually, I mean, no, even until now. At the time, though, no, it's even until now.
Yes.
Sorry, even until now. So I live in Makati, and Albert lives in Katipunan, so it's a bit of a long distance relationship.
LDR na.
LDR.
Makati at Katipunan.
Gets.
LDR.
It's LDR. So yeah, but then even despite that, we still made time to see each other every time that week. So it was medyo like. I guess you could say kind of way like love at first sight. It was very not slow burn. It was very like
Na-click na.
yeah, like at the start,
Boosh.
like boosh, let's go, and then
Oh, I think it's important to mention that the first time we met, we kind of just yapped for a very long time.
Yes.
Perhaps maybe like 3 to 4 hours. Just like trauma dump agad, be. As in, uy, wala lang small talk, biglang, ito yung pinagdadaanan ko sa buhay ko. In English, naging English.
English.
Ito yung pinagdadaanan ko sa buhay ko. Tapos ito yung pinagdadaanan ko naman sa buhay ko. Ay, anong gusto mo? Ito. Ganyan, naging lumalim bigla. So, I think, yun din yung indicator na, I think we like each other.
Sino una nag-approach?
Medyo shy kami pa rin. So, parang, hi. Ganun.
Who said the first side? Who said the first side though?
Wala.
Like, if shy kayo pareho.
Ano, sabay.
Sabay.
Yung isa English, isa Tagalog.
Pero ano yung initial impression nyo sa isa't isa?
Since nag-trauma dump na agad kayo.
for me, I don't know. Like my first impression of Albert, I really thought he was or is I really thought he's like very experienced. I think he's very like knowledgeable in the art industry and stuff like that. Like for me, I didn't really have a lot of creative. I didn't really have not even creative peers, but I didn't really have a creative community or anywhere to like figure out like my identity as an artist much. I never really had that. So in my lifetime, parang Albert was really the first person ever, which is kind of late, honestly. Like I met him when I was 21, 22. Was I 21? Basta, that's 10 years
You were
ago.
turning 20. I think you just turned 21.
I don't know. Yeah, basta, something like that. I think, I just turned 21. So around that time, I did not have a lot of creative
Juice?
yeah, not juice, but even like inspirations or community. Like I was taking college online. Like I came from senior high school, which was still not super creative or super queer, and it's just like I guess I was really drawn to him because it was like yun nga, like he showed me like a different like side of the world that I didn't know before, and like it's nice to have that. Like it's really something I really wanted. I didn't know I wanted. You don't know what you don't know. I didn't know I needed that. I didn't know I wanted that. So it was very like, ooh, look at this shiny new thing in my life.
Grabe. For me, I like the way Aikee sees the world. I feel like it's a very specific point of view na somehow na-attract ako doon. And well, drawing from or going from what Aikee said, he used to describe himself as sanitized,
Sanitized.
like a blank slate. So during that time, I guess I also like the feeling of like helping a person out, and then coincidentally, you're also attracted or infatuated to this person. You like the person, and you're both creatives. Like wow, like how lucky am I, diba? During that moment, parang oh, I really want to help this person kind of flourish, even without me, para even just as a person. So that's what I want for Aiki, even until now. So whenever I can, parang of course, I'll do whatever it takes to kind of support him. Kasi it kind of makes me look back into my own experiences, and I kind of want to give him like a better one, perhaps.
What would you say na dumaan kayo dun sa traditional path na may ligawan pa, dating, official, or like, were there any shortcuts na parang, boosh, yun na?
I think being queer in itself doesn't really hold any particular conventions na kaagad. Hindi naman tayo straight na maniligaw, kailangan papaalam sa magulang, ganyan. Aminin natin, minsan na unang hookup culture, di ba?
Nauna yun.
Oo, di ba? Okay lang. But I feel like for us, yung steps siguro is still very pabebe. Was still very pabebe na for maybe for a gay relationship in 2023 or 2024, dumaan din kami sa nagde-date lang muna kami,
Gets.
nakikita lang kami, like yun nga, the first week, tas biglang padalas ng padalas. So, it felt very natural. We weren't really thinking about the next steps, like, maybe some of them just came naturally, like meeting each other's parents. Ganyan, kasi naging official na kami. Dahil mahal mo yung tao, gusto mo nang makilala na yung pamilya mo. So, wala yung parang haharanahin pa ako. Gusto mo ma-imagine. So, ayun. Not really anything very particular. Though I agree na we can be drawn to it dahil dun tayo na-expose talaga growing up. Like, bukod sa pagiging straight at Catholic, maybe sa mga nakikita natin sa TV na ganito yung pinagdadaanan ng isang teenage couple or someone in their early 20s. Ito yung mga lagok. Ito yung mga kailangan mong makuha, or ito dapat yung standards to meet the one, or 'di ba? Like et cetera. So for us it was very silly. That's the term.
But yeah, I think it was also for me. It was always easy. That's something I don't know, because Albert's also my first boyfriend, like ever. Like so maybe he has more insight into like different, I don't know, like experiences. But then for me, like something I always champion about how smooth the relationship started was because like very early on, maybe like 2 weeks in or 3 weeks in, like yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks in lang, he already asked, like, you know, do you want this to be exclusive? Like, so I didn't have to worry now about like, you know, like see, like, you know, even like the thought of hooking up with other people, or like even like scrolling through apps. Like, oh, okay, it's just gonna be us. Like, that's it. That's all I have to worry about now. I mean, that means I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about him seeing other people and get insecure about that, or I don't even have to like consider it for myself. Like, you know, I shouldn't really commit to this yet because I have energy elsewhere. Like, no, we want this to be exclusive, and we want this to like you want to see where this goes first, if anything. And this was very early on, so we weren't really boyfriends yet. We were boyfriends around like June pa. So that was what, like, I don't know.
3 months.
Yeah, so like 10 years between March and June.
Parang medyo 5 years sa muna.
Yeah, so that was like 5 years between March and June. So yeah, so it was always easy for me. Like I always felt like I could communicate anything. Like, I don't know, I feel like people tend to beat around the bush when it comes to communicating things. Like, they're always like, you know, nga, pabebe, stuff like that. Like, you know, like, people don't like talking about their emotions because it's like icky and gross. But then, like, girl, like, that's literally the way you want. That's literally the easiest way to help yourselves both of you in a relationship to help yourselves to prevent yourselves from being like hurt or stuff like that. Just communicating, being on the same page. And yeah, that's it. Like that's so for me it was always easy. This was always easy.
Parang considering the time, yung 5 years between March and June, I feel like I could say it was an okay amount of time, diba?
Yeah.
It was an okay pace. I don't think we were in a rush as well. It just really felt okay to do it na, parang to make it official. So I feel like it's a good indicator na you're already like connected in a way.
Parang kasi in a sense, like building that relationship, parang it's supposed to be easy when you really have that trust and mutual understanding. Especially when it comes to communication. Kasi parang ang dali lang sabihin na, oh, you just communicate, build trust, and supposed to be easy. But ang daming nagkakamali pa lang doon sa first step na yun. Ang daming like exclusivity-wise na we'd like to explore later on. But talagang if you really have that mutual trust and connection with one another, it's supposed to be easy to like to get along with the flow. Ikaw ba, Jacob?
Yeah, I agree. And with that, given na parang almost nearly 2 years na kayo or 10 years in gay years, what has changed since that first meet cute? Or parang how did you both evolve as people? Kasi syempre in those 2 years, parang syempre we grow as people, you grow as a couple, you grow individually. So paano kayo nagbago as an individual and as a couple?
I think I've changed a lot. Me personally, like definitely, like something I always say is that like Albert is like Albert. Yeah, Albert is like the greatest thing to ever happen to me. And great doesn't necessarily mean like great is a very vague term, and I mean that in a lot of different ways. Because it's great, it's like really good. You know, it could be really good, but there's also a lot of things that are very intense, very a lot. Like it's not even just about my relationship with him, but his relationship with the world and how he let me in on basically the world. Ngunya, like you know, like the art industry, like the queer community. There's a lot of things that I never really knew before that I learned, like for one way or another. And yun nga, like I've really changed a lot. I think like I've been like something I'm more I'm more in touch with my identity as an artist and my identity as a gay person. You know, like my it's been very good, honestly. Like it's been a lot, and it hasn't always been easy, especially for me adjusting from my life before this to my life now. It wasn't always easy, but then I have no regrets, and I really do like the person I am now. In the relationship, naman, yeah, I feel like I don't know. He's still my best friend. Like that's something I always see. Like I feel like no matter like whatever I have to deal with, I always feel like I can talk to him about things. It's like it gets like really like it's not even just about like the hard things. I like talking because I talk a lot. I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
Rapper ka, Lance.
I'm kind of like scatterbrained. So like whenever I just have like a random thought, I'll bring it up to him, even if it's a bit unhinged or cancelable or like just anything. I feel like I can bring it up because it's just like it's just fun. Like I really do. Like it's great to have like a partner. Like it doesn't even have to be like a romantic partner. I'm just saying it just feels good to have someone around there. And Albert as my partner is someone who like committed to be there. And people can find that with their like significant others, but people can find that elsewhere too. It's just I never really had that elsewhere, and I'm glad I have it with Albert. Yes.
Kinilig ka ba, Albert?
Uy. Well, thank you for saying all of that. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Uh, well, on an individual level, I was turning 24, so it was kind of approaching a kind of
Quarter life.
a quarter life,
Middle
a midlife crisis, a quarter life crisis, perhaps. So a lot of the things I was already reeling from my early 20s na gawe, like college life, culture, anong klase mga racket kinukuha ko. Basically, I had this like structure in my head and some sort of routine na when I met Aikee. Pero during the relationship, he also witnessed everything kind of fall apart or kind of restructure little by little or maybe on a very drastic note. Like, naabutan niya yung mga time na sobrang down ko, na sobrang lost ako na parang, shit, like I'm turning 20. May ganun pressure, diba?
Gets.
Like, oh, I just turned 24. What am I gonna fucking do? Oh, I just turned 25. What am I gonna fucking do, diba? So, na-witness ni Aikee lahat ng yun. So, it's kind of nice to have him around kasi he kind of also grounds me. He kind of describes himself as a yapper right now. And true naman, pero kapag ako rin yung nag-yap, siya rin yung nag-ground sa akin kasi magkaiba kami ng perspectives. They, like objectively. And sometimes it's good kasi it kind of refreshes my memory into maybe how I used to be or parang how differently I should look at this instance or this circumstance na maybe it can be a learning, di ba? A learning experience. So, ayun, very general pa yung mga sinabi ko. Pero I'm really glad to have him in my life as well. Kasi he's a bundle of joy. That's all I want to say. And, you know, parang the more that he got to know himself better, the more that I also appreciated how he looked at life and how he is growing as an individual. So even without me, parang I'm so proud to say na I got to witness all of that. Parang mamamatay, no?
Kaya grabe yung kilig nag-radiate.
Parang ganda kasi parang it's not just you grow as a couple, but you grow individually as people then.
I think that's what relationships
Yeah.
are supposed to be like.
I know.
Like that growth and that mutual partnership,
Yeah.
like whenever phase and wherever you are in your stage in life. So siguro parang we have already talked about yung parang 10 years and how long is it for queer relationships, and I guess that's something that we also want to talk about in this episode, na parang there are many like misconceptions or at least yung mga usual expectations
Marami
na
iniisip about queer relationships.
na parang complicated daw and such. Parang siguro what's one misconception that about queer relationships na parang feeling nyo hindi naman ganun? Or like gusto nyo i-debunk? Or complicated ba talaga pag sinabing queer relationships?
Well, I think I guess like if there's a misconception or if like a conception I agree with though is that gay time is fast. Like I think that is really the truth. It really is fast. So that's just the truth. But for things that are misconstrued about like queer relationships, I think I don't know. I don't find it difficult for me. Maybe it's just because I am and like this is what I know. But I think the part that people might find difficult is that usually in queer relationships, you make up your own rules. And this doesn't just apply to me and Albert's relationship, but I've seen this in a lot of the community that I've kind of grown around in recent times. Like people just make their own rules, and it's complicated to people who look in on the relationships, like onlookers onto the relationships. It's complicated for them because they have to learn these new rules that aren't heteronormative. But within the relationship itself, for the members of the relationship, if they stick to the rules they set for themselves, it's easy. It's really difficult for people who are just onlooking because it's not heteronormative. So, yeah, like I've seen a lot of people who are like in like poly relationships or open relationships, like, and they're happy and they're happy. It's just some people might be like, what is that? That's weird. Like why are you guys still like showing skin? Aren't you in a happy relationship? Like no, I mean like they are. They are, right? But it's just like they made their own rules and they're happy with that. And if they can live with that, then it's not really anyone's problem. But I do get why it might be difficult for people who don't know, because it's like all things, like all skills, it's a learning curve. It's something you have to be open-minded towards and make effort to understand. That's all. That's me.
Yun nga, dahil di na tayo bound by a lot of societal expectations, I feel like being queer is a double-edged sword. You kind of are able to make rules based on what works for you nga, but also you kind of have to navigate that on your own. Walang template, kumbaga. So I think that's something that we really kind of observe, yung pacing nga. And I think there's a very, very common, sometimes true, sometimes not, na judgment or misconception, kumbaga, na all queer relationships are automatically promiscuous or like sexual in nature or very, ano ba ibang term?
Centered on lust.
And gets naman, baka naman, alam mo yun, libog lang talaga tayo as people. Pero, ang daming layers like saan ka nang galing, anong gender mo, like anong sexuality mo. Kasi may realidad din tayo na oh, we are cisgender gay men. We're still male presenting. So it has its perks. It has its like differences in terms of experiences with other members of the community na we can't really, like truly understand, but we always will try dahil it's very important to spread awareness and to hold space and to like keep each other safe. Ano meron? Oh, yung inhaler ko. No. Oh, yung kay Glenn. Yeah, like that. So it's important na to kind of be the person who allows every other person to just freely exist just by being kind to them or just letting them know or acknowledging that they exist. So ayun, medyo naging na. But I feel like so many misconceptions about queer relationships involved also how fast-paced it is. Yun nga yung pagiging promiscuous and a lot of parang putting us in a box like sa inyong dalawa sino yung ganito. Sa inyong dalawa sino yung ganito. Yeah. So marami kaming nakuwang ganun. Oh my God, hindi ko alam kung ilang beses ko nang narinig na Nick and Charlie daw kami. Like you see a twunk and a twink and you call it Nick and Charlie.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
From Heartstopper.
Heartstopper.
Just that Netflix series.
Oh, okay.
So pero yun, I agree with yung sa sinabi ni Aikee, especially parang there's a lot of concepts na parang hindi gets ng mga straights just because iba yung heteronormative expectations. Like, siguro, eto curious din ako, what's your thoughts, guys? Kasi parang this is something na discussed by my friends na yung parang having a crush while in a relationship na parang for straights parang nagtataka sila na bakit daw for queer relationships parang kahit may jowa na bakit parang parang may attraction pa rin.
Naglalike ka sa IG posting.
Naglalike na IG posting ganyan, ganon. Tapos parang kunwari, magkasama kayo as a couple, you talk about, uy, I found this guy cute or parang whatever. So parang hindi nila gets about that. But kayo ba, what do you think? Is it okay? Is it normal?
Hi guys, we are the Eavesdrop Podcast. My name is Francesca.
My name is Jelly.
This is Delamar.
This is Jude. What's up?
Yeah, and we are inviting you to check us out, your fellow TPN podcast.
And if you want to learn more about life, what's happening around us, you want to know about love, healing, this is the podcast you should be listening to.
Eavesdrop, 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 eavesdrop. Sometimes we get drunk and do the show. Those are the fun ones.
Like today.
Ooh, why? Who's drunk?
Like right now.
You're red as a bug.
Am I? Eavesdrop, please catch it. 4 hosts going crazy. You'll have fun. You'll cry. Everything else. So please check it out. The Eavesdrop.
Only on the Pod Network.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Like,
like, uy, Aikee, baby, ang pogi ni no?
Yeah.
Et cetera.
Yeah.
Like, why would it be so restricted?
Yeah.
Like, you know each other's, diba?
Yeah,
like,
'cause-
boundaries.
Yeah.
You know how to communicate. You know na hindi nyo gagawin yun ever. At ano ba naman yung physically attract ka sa isang tao, diba? So, as long as we feel that it's harmless, I don't think there will be an issue. Kasi, if we try to hide it more, parang, and it feels unnatural, baka naman yun pa yung mag-lead for us to like do something behind their back kasi we feel so trapped or whatever. Very open kami sa mga gusto, ang sarap ni ano.
Tama.
Yeah, definitely. And like even before we reach the point where we can discuss these things, we had to establish that we had to communicate. Like I said before, we had to communicate that it was okay. Like what we had to have like a real discussion on it. Like, is it okay for us to like basically find other people hot? Because for me, I was new to this. He's my first boyfriend, so I wasn't sure yet either. So like, I kind of figured it out on the way, and like as we went, parang I felt like, oh, it is okay. Like it does truly do feel okay, like to do these things and like to have a crush or stuff like that, and we make our own rules and stuff like that. Like maybe for some other couples, I don't know with other gay
Personally,
couples.
sa amin okay lang.
Yeah.
And we know other people who are like in open or polyamorous relationships na do more than just have a crush. They invite them sometimes. Minsan, yung isa lang. Diba? Parang
special guest.
anything
ganun.
can happen. What the hell, sure. Diba?
Diba?
Yeah. So it's just you make your own rules, but you need to be on the same page with that, so you don't hurt each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like attraction, like the feeling of attraction is different from acting on it. So I think that's something very clear. Like that's something you really have to talk about.
And even if you act upon it, parang there's supposed to be boundaries pa rin, like to respect your partner also, especially while you're in the relationship.
And let's say, for example, may nilike ako or may nilike si Aikee na picture ng pogi. Parang, nagsiselos ba ako? Yung pala, napopogian din kami pareho.
Diba?
O diba? May ganong conclusion. Or parang, on a deeper level, ba't ako nagsiselos? Oh, kasi may kailangan akong ayusin sa sarili ko na insecurity. So, babalik din sa'yo na it's not really necessarily the other person's fault for doing something. Pero as a person in the relationship, you have to tell them what you're feeling, why you're feeling, and what they could do to help. And other forms of communication.
Gets din naman na parang it's really a matter of babalik at babalik sa communication, no matter how hard it is. Like that attraction comes from the fact that you have communicated, like what are your each other's boundaries and such. But while we have established din naman na parang not necessarily complicated to say na parang sa inyo, but talagang if people, especially like heterosexual people, would understand na parang relationships, especially queer ones, are complicated or talagang hindi nila magets. May added layer pa, especially sa inyong dalawa, na parang you have a following. Na parang pride, Diyos ko, naghahalikan kayo doon, kilig na kilig ang mga utaw. I mean, like kiss lang. Tagalog lang. Kiss lang. I mean, yung mga ganun na parang you have also following, like, you have the public eye on you. Parang does it add also that layer na parang you need to navigate, especially na parang badig na nga kayo, sikat pa kayo. To put it more simply.
Aikee's gonna say na ako yung first niya, so ako na muna magsasalita.
Oo nga.
I feel like over the years, I've learned what to keep private. That's a very important thing. Kasi growing up in the age of the internet, we kind of tend to overshare a lot of things, down to whatever problems we have. Pero it's also up to you what you want the rest of the world to see. So, in terms of our relationship, of course, like, we share the good moments, like, naturally, but naman, di mo ipopost kung masaya kayo, diba? Parang, that's something very, very innate sa ating mga Gen Z. So, in terms of the relationship, parang, weird din naman kung alam ng buong mundo na nag-aaway kami.
Diba?
Grabe naman yun. Diba? And, it's also been smooth with Aikee. Like, just to mention it, na parang, we really know how to talk things out. Pero, if something happens, I don't think the rest of the world's like perception is a priority. Especially na, I feel like it's really, you can't help it sometimes kung content creator ka or kung kailangan mo ng clout, kailangan mong ganito, ganyan.
Kailangan mo ng kadamay.
And, we naturally want to share parts of our lives with the people we love, like our friends, our family. Pero, like, take away the internet, do we have to tell them everything? Parang hindi rin naman, diba? So, ayun, I want to know what Aikee wants to say.
Okay, so I feel like I only got super into like I guess like posting myself on the internet like last year. Last year basically. Before that, I was posting my art account, the Aikee PNG account, has been always very art oriented. I didn't show my face at all. I didn't really like show aspects of my personality. I just showed my work, and that really transitioned. Yun nga after I met Albert, where I started to become more.
Nakilala na kasi yung cloud chase.
Nakayati sa cloud.
Yeah, after I met Albert, and then so I started to explore a lot of I started to explore a lot more on the my relationship with the internet and posting myself and stuff like that. Like I only got on Twitter I think last year. And I think that was like a big change of like my relationship with the internet and stuff like that. And yun nga, I feel like ever since like I've always had the internet around. Like my relationship with it was always just me and posting my art. That was always the most important thing for me. And I think having that mindset has really helped me develop healthily with it. Like I never really show that many aspects of myself on the internet. Like I just post my art or say something very innocuous, Like I really don't overshare. I just share, pretty things,
Ngayon.
pretty nice things, very simple
Ngayon
things.
marunong na siya mag-thirst trap.
Tinuruan.
Yeah,
Oh, hindi ko siya tinuruan. Tinuruan ba kita?
I think so.
Oh, you're welcome. Charot.
So yeah, there's that also. So, yeah, I just post simple, innocuous things that because I really don't. I'm a bit of a smooth brain on the internet. Like I don't know, like the internet, like the timeline is stressful enough. Like people don't need to be like making up shit to like fight each other and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
just chill out. Like, girl, there are worse things happening out there. So I don't know. Yeah, we've had like our little. I think we had like one little like random thing recently
Oh, yeah, like a
on like
hiccup.
Twitter. There's like a little random hiccup. Girl, this is so funny. So like, I was in my friend's house and then I was just checking Twitter and people were starting to message me like, "Aikee, are you okay? Aikee, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "What? What is happening?" So I was like, "Have you checked Twitter?" And parang people were. So basically on Twitter randomly, I don't know how it started, but someone
Diba?
started to accuse Albert of cheating on me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, who are these people? I messaged the person who made the tweet, or like one of the people who made the tweet. I'm sure it was a collective thing, and that person's tweet was the one that blew up out of everything. But the fact stands that there is a tweet that accuses Albert of cheating on me that went viral. And then I was just like, I messaged this person. I was like, "Excuse me, who are you? Like, who are you to say these things? Like, yeah, like that and stuff like that." And then basically they just heard it from like, I don't know, they heard it from somewhere. What?
Chismis lang.
They just heard it like as an from their oomph or some shit like.
Oh my God, yung oomph na yan.
And I
Naalala
was
ko
just
naman
like,
yan.
okay, like no way. No way. Can you hear yourself right now? Like no way are people like this. So
Saying oomph.
I was like, okay. I mean, like, I was like, damn, like that is so. Like, so I was like, damn, this is crazy. So, yeah, like the same night, I was like, I saw people were messaging me. Of course, I want to check on Albert because, like, I was like, baby, are you okay? Like,
Oh my God.
like-
So this is my part. So the whole while that it was happening, I was asleep.
Oh my!
I had no fucking clue what was going on. I woke up at like 10, 11. Someone was knocking or parang binuksan na ata yung pinto. So ako, si Aikee parang, "Oh baby, are you okay? Are you okay?" Sabi ko, yeah.
Kakagising mo lang.
Ano meron, ha? Parang, no. Tapos parang, hindi niya agad pinaliwanag. Tapos parang, "I have to fix this." Sabi niya, "I have to fix this." Tapos parang, I didn't know what was going on. But, do you think? I did not know what was going on. But he was already doing damage control. Nung nakahiga ako.
You guys are so mean.
nung nakahiga ako, nagpicture na pala siya. Yun na pala yung pinost niya. So akala ng mga tao, umiiyak ako. Nung nakayakap ako, like, girl, I literally just woke up. So, that's something we've never shared ever until now. Kaya sobrang funny. Pero, syempre, kinilig pa rin ako. Ang sweet naman nito. Hindi ko alam kung ano nangyayari. Yung pala, ang dami na nangyayari. Tapos parang pagbukas ko ng Twitter, oh. And then, like, surprisingly, I wasn't super fazed by it. Kasi, well, I've gone through other things in the past na parang jobless behavior din talaga. And that's what I've realized din on the internet na people can easily form parasocial relationships. Like, sino ba naman kami? Di naman kami is like Marvin and Julina, di ba? Or whoever else na sobrang Latina, di ba? Or whatever. But like, we're just these people who like to share how happy we are. Outside of our relationship, we also do art. We are a whole person, di ba? So, the internet can be cute, kind, but also crazy sometimes. And I feel like over the years, I've learned, and also I've also tried to pass it to Aikee, some sort of healthy detachment from it. Na hindi naman sa hindi totoo yung mga tao nagtatype, pero like if someone would like to spend their time doing that, let them. But then if we want to spend time doing other important things, you let us be also. So ayun, like very love-hate relationship talaga sa internet. So medyo yun din yung ko. Parang I also, di naman sa savior complex, pero I also wanna try to help Aikee have a better relationship with it.
Gets. And parang ang complicated din ng internet itself.
Yeah.
Na parang, kunwari yung nangyari sa inyo, parang ang bilis kumalat ng balita na parang, uy, tinamot ko.
Tapos,
Parang sinunod ko, parang ang bilis mag-viral nun. Kasi I remember that night, Ben, tinan mo to. Parang sinunod ko sa'yo yun.
Sinend mo sa akin
Oo,
yun.
na parang ang bilis kumalat ang spread of
Huh?
information. Parang, hindi mo naniniwala dyan. But ang dami agad na parang pwedeng maniwala. Especially like, for like, known people especially na parang ganun agad. And ang hirap din na parang ang bilis na mag-conclude agad ng people. Like, they would make their judgments without actually having that proof. Parang yung lang yun. Like, what the fuck?
right.
Maniniwala kayo dun?
I know, right? That's insane. I love that. I find that so funny. It's like, you know how, like, I really was like, because this is like the week after I watched Wicked. And I was like, damn, like, did you not watch it? Like, isn't that the whole point? Like, people are so small brained. Like, are you like a munchkin? Like, girl. Like, use your degree, guys.
I remember that time na parang kinonect pa ng ibang tao. Like, yung isang recent tweet mo.
Recent tweet.
Na parang you look sad and all. Parang ang bilis ng
Oh
tao
my
maghanap
God.
ng rationale for their judgment without actually knowing your side.
I know, right? But then, oh well, maybe I should. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope we all heal from this. I don't know.
I mean, we're fine.
Yeah, we're
You know,
fine.
What we appreciate though are the friends who reached out. Parang
Yeah.
genuine concern talaga. Tapos lahat ng reply ko, just woke up. Anong meron? Kakagising ko lang. Ano nangyayari?
Like, totoo talaga.
Oo, totoo talaga.
Oo.
But ayun, that's one example.
Totoo. Kasi parang sa social media, ang daming tao na naniniwala na pwede silang magkaroon ng opinion about you just because you're a public figure, just because you're online. You're sharing a part of yourself. Na parang, even in terms of relationships, like, there are people na wanting na mag-break kayo or di gusto ang one for the other. So, how do you handle these added factors ng mga hanash ng mga tao sa SOCMED? Or does it still phase you still to this day?
Or how do you detach, I guess?
I think we like laughing at it with each other. We really do. Like, we're like, hey babe, look at this quote tweet, and we're just like, ha, and then we just move on. And I think, and honestly, everyone is welcome to have an opinion. Like, I'm not gonna stop people from having opinions and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, like, people can say what they want, go for it. It's just that it needs to be clear that it's an opinion. My issue with the thing that we just discussed is because it was presented as fact, right? The thing that allegedly Albert cheated on me, like, that was presented as a fact rather than someone saying, you know, like, oh, I think they should be together. Like, I'd rather have that than someone accusing Albert of that, because, like, at least the other one is clear that it's an opinion. Like, I want that. Like, you know, you can have opinions, but don't present, like, don't make shit up. That's it. And, like, yeah, it's really about detachment. I think all of this is about detachment, stuff like that. Like, it's detachment and really realizing, like, the internet is not real. That's something Albert always tells me. Like, the internet is not real. And, like, the more he's like, and like, every day I start to understand it more. Just the internet is not real. Like, there are a lot of aspects of it. Like, you know, like, you should not derive so much gratification, or you should not derive so much satisfaction in your life or pleasure from your life from any means digital. That doesn't even just mean Twitter anymore. That means Instagram or anything. Like, even vanity metrics. This doesn't even have to do with my relationship with Albert anymore, but, like, my relationship as an artist. Like, I shouldn't really be caring so much about vanity metrics, like how many engagements a post likes. What really matters, at least in the real world for, like, artists, is also, like, what you mean when you want, what are you trying to say with your work? And also, even, like, the business side, like, even if my post has, like, thousands or hundreds of thousands of likes, how much are people buying it in the first place? Like, is that, like, you know, like, yeah, the internet's not real. Like, I can have, like, 1 million likes on something, but, like, what does it mean for me tomorrow? Like, what does it mean for me tomorrow? Like, will it put food on my table? Will it make me feel better about my life? Will it, like, help me connect with people more? Like, these are just, like, yeah, it's just vanity metrics. It's very shallow. It's not real. It's not real. That's it. That's my conclusion. It's not real. So we need to, like, yeah, I need, like, you know, everyone should, I feel like, establish that relationship with the internet, because just to be healthier people, not even in a relationship and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ano ba ito ko nasasabihin ko tuloy? Thank you, baby. I feel like whatever a person chooses to say on the internet is basically more of a reflection of themselves, diba? Like, what they choose to prioritize, what kind of words come out of your mouth will kind of determine kung ano yung kung paano gumagana yung utak ng isang tao. And I feel like we're also very busy thinking about ourselves anyway. So if we read something and invest in something like a very big showbiz issue, for example, 'di ba? Marami pang mas wild na nangyari, pero ngayon, 'di ba, binibring up pa ba? Parang nakalimutan na rin naman. So, yun din yung healthy detachment na parang, oh, it will pass kasi we just have other things to think about naturally over time. That as it passes, wala na tayong bandwidth to kind of look back on other people's business kasi most times we're already busy thinking about our own. Kaya, ayun, minsan talaga hindi totoo ang internet. Pero minsan kailangan natin ng clout. So, depende talaga kung anong, 'di ba, anong time of the day at kung anong laman ng wallet natin.
Totoo naman.
But yeah, like, di na tayo makapag-detach sa internet na napatunayan to ng pandemic. Ang dami nagtatry na, kunyari, going business yung hobby. Ang dami nagtry maging content creator. Ang dami na ganito. Hanggang BIR. Nag-impose sila na dapat tax registered tayo. Oh, sensitive topic ba? So, ayun. Diba? Ang dami na nangyayari kasi in-acknowledge nila yung kapangyarihan ng internet. Like ads, live streaming, etc. Hindi na tayo makapag-detach dyan. Pero, as much as we can curate the content that we put out to the world, we can also curate the content that we consume. That's what I always like to say. So, bukod sa healthy detachment, kung ano yung gusto namin makita, like kami, artists, so we kind of see a lot of art accounts.
You
Kadalasan-
curate your feed.
Kadalasan mga memes na sobrang walang kwenta. Pero wala, yun yung gusto namin eh. So, ayun, like, depende talaga. Siyempre, guilty tayo. Minsan, puro lalaki yung nasa explore feed, di ba? Ay. So, ayun, depende na. Tayo nag-curate niyan, di ba? So, ayun, yun din yung relationship natin sa internet.
Tsaka ang hirap din
Hats,
nun.
ikaw gumawa nun eh.
Uy, grabe naman. Pero yung parang ang hirap din by the fact na parang yung sinabi mo nga na parang it's already a reflection of the people's personality and what you show in the internet, and gets din na parang lilipas din yung kahit anong issue. For example, may maduming apartment. Papapalitan ka ng isa pang maduming apartment. Tapos kahit sabihin nung madumi yung condo mo, mas madumi rin, na parang i-accuse mo yung roommate mo. I-accuse ka din pabalik. Diba? Parang ang petty-petty ng mga away. It's not something like you would want to reflect on na kahit matatawa ka as a reader, but you as a self, na parang isi-share mo yung mga ganong aspects. Talagang, kailangan mo ba sabihin yan? Uso po yung PM, uso yung messages.
I mean, nalabas na, so parang, wow, what a phenomenon. Glad that it's not me though.
Diba? Yung ganun din. And siguro, I guess, parang na-navigate natin. Like, ang hirap. Parang, hindi siya parang complicated when like, it's like easy on the both of you. But parang ang hirap, parang if you would look back, na parang you would have to experience these things. And parang 10 years na agad to equivalent in a queer relationship. So siguro, what's one advice that you would want to give? Like, for those who would want to explore having a queer relationship? Like, especially coming from your perspective as your first-time boyfriend. And ikaw din na parang you have much experiences na. What's something na parang...
Kakatanda.
I mean, mas marami ng alam na dynamics.
Well, I think, a lot of relationships can have many different sets of rules and boundaries, however you would want it to be. But I feel like we can forget and we have to remember that all relationships have the very same foundations. Kahit mapa-open relationship, I mean, maging polyamorous man, isa man or dalawa yung jowa mo or lima yung jowa mo, they have the same foundations of trust, communication, what else? Loyalty, and many other aspects, di ba? And dapat mananalig sa the term yung pagmamahal niyo sa isa't isa more than so many other logistical issues perhaps. And ayun, to experience love at such a very specific age is very beautiful. Like kung teenager ka, kung 19 ka, or kung early 20s mo, like go. I would suggest just go do it. Like fuck around and find out what the hell, sure. As in, you will learn a lot. Like inevitably, kahit ano yung pagdaanan natin sa buhay, may matututunan tayo from it. And I feel like one of the greatest sources of experience and wisdom would be a relationship. Hindi ko sinasabing damihan yung relationship nyo ha. Pero there really is like something very wonderful about sharing a life with someone, however long or short that is. And we always hope, especially now, I always hope na ito na yun, di ba? Pero we just come to terms with whatever happens in the future, but we cling to that hope. So, sana habang nandito ka or kung single ka or kung may complicated kang situation, I feel like you just have to trust yourself and let things be from time to time. But it's also important to listen to your friends dahil sila ang reflection ng character mo, yung moral judgment mo. Like, kung papasok ka sa isang relationship, I think mahalaga din na hindi mo i-isolate yung sarili mo sa mundo. Yun din yung isa sa mga natutunan ko from like my previous relationship or like one of my previous relationships na grabe, like kung clingy ka talaga, no? Like wala talagang makakatalo sa'yo. Pero minsan talaga you should have your friends to kind of ground you. So ayun.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty thorough on his end. But I do wanna, I guess if there's anything to add, I mean, I just want to go over communication again because, like, if you're just on the same page, no one's gonna get hurt. Like, if you know everything about each other, then no one's gonna get hurt. And I say communication like in a way that I don't just mean talking all the time. Communication isn't just about letting words out of your mouth. It's about expressing how you feel or your desires or your needs at a time when in the most effective way possible. So sometimes when I want to communicate some things with Albert, I would let's say something frustrates me. I get frustrated. I just type it out in my notes and then bring it up like another day when the emotions are died down. That's a concrete example of what I would do sometimes. It's about really just effectively, effectively saying what you want to express to your partner at the correct time, under the correct circumstances, so it's clear and so you guys all avoid getting hurt. It's really just that because like these are your if you really want this, if you really do want this to be it, in that case you want to avoid the hurt as much as possible. But then honestly though, like I've seen something I've also learned in recent times from looking at other people's relationships because I don't know, I'm not there yet. I'm not there, but like looking at other people's relationships, it's really just have fun, just like have fun with it. Like I swear, like people just, there's some people who quite enjoy, I don't know, like staying in like questionable times, like, in situationships and stuff like that, or like, like the question of not whether you're going to be with someone, like, when it's very unstable and stuff like that. Like some people are into that. And I can't get mad at people for being that because like
Go lang, diba?
go lang as long as you're having fun, right? Like honestly, like I think this is about life now, but I think life is just about fun maxing, like maximizing the amount of fun you have. And it sounds shallow. It is shallow, but having fun involves also having a career that you like or having people you like or not even having a career that you like, but having a career that supplies a lifestyle that you like. So, just have fun with it. But at the end of the day, if you really do want stability, I think good communication is really the most important thing you can have.
Yeah, it's nice. Sobrang cute ni Aikee. Sobrang cute niya kasi like very siya, 'di ba? Jolly, silly as a person. Pero lumalabas talaga yung tindig ng pagiging panganay niya from time to time. Yun yung nagugustuhan ko. So yung dynamic namin, ako naman lumaki akong bunso. Siya yung panganay sa family nila. But he's like younger than me.
Yeah.
So there's like a contrast but also like a blending of like characteristics na na-appreciate ko. Like, sorry, kailangan ko lang sabihin yun ngayon. Kasi habang nagsasalita ka, na-realize ko na parang, wow, kuya nga pala to sa pamilya. And ayun, sorry to add, like, when you learn so much about love, and in the relationship, you reach a certain kind of love na you want what's best for the person with or without you. Like, you want them to grow as an individual. Pero dahil tao lang tayo, at meron tayong mga ganitong nararamdaman at attachments, syempre gusto natin nakasama natin sila. 'Di ba? So ayun, yun yung hope natin.
And speaking of hope, syempre with the two of you, ang dami nyo pang gustong i-look forward together.
Madami pa nga ba?
Oo. So, given na sabi nyo na nga 10 years na, yung last 2 years. So, 10 years from now pa nga, how do you imagine Albert and Aikee end up by this time?
Parang 50 years na yun in gay time.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be alive pa.
So, midlife crisis na namin. Well, objectively, we want to travel more. That's something traveling is such a privilege. Like,
I
to be
agree.
able to go out of town even or out of the country, parang to explore new things together. Team building talaga yun ng relasyon. Like, yun ang masasabi ko.
Really?
Oo, syempre matetest ka. Like, in another country with a different language, in another setting with a different culture, and money, di ba? So, ang daming factors. Pero, we want to travel soon. That's one of our plans. We want to travel together more. What else? Career?
10 years from now. 10 years is a long time. Like
How? What are you talking about? Anong klaseng 10 years? Gay years or
No, I mean, I'm
like
guessing-
good 10 years?
like a good 10 years. So how old am I now? How old am I now?
You don't. You're 22.
So I'd be like
Are you
30.
Wait, are you 20?
Yeah,
You're turning
20.
23. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be 32 in 10 years. What am I gonna be doing? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I think 32. Okay, by 32, sana we're moved in together na at that point. Like, at least, I was thinking at least like 28. At least 28. But then like by 32, sana we're comfortable with living with each other na. I don't know. Like, I hope that our artistic careers have at least,
Flourished.
by then. What else? I hope that my cat is still alive. And it's also moved in with us. And then we'd
Don't
have
ask us about kids.
yeah, and like no kids, like no kids whatsoever. Like no.
Dink kayo.
Yeah, like no,
Double income,
no
kids. Yeah.
Anong term?
Double income, no kids.
Dink.
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 Yeah.
Dinky.
Meron dildo. Double income, dog lovers only. Meron.
Love.
Dog lovers only.
The one I heard is Dinkwad.
Didlo?
Dildo.
Didlo?
Love dogs only. Basta may ganun.
No, but the one I know is Dinkwad. It's double income, no kids with a dog. But then like
So ano tayo? Dinkwak.
yeah, Dinkwad. Dinkwak.
Hindi pa namin pinag-uusapan, by the way, kung pusa, aso, kung ilan, ganyan. Pero for sure may pusa.
Yeah, like, but I'm not a dog person, so yeah, I don't know. It's just that like 10 years from now, I still feel like I don't think there's anything unique about asking this question to us because we're gay. I think it's just I just want a normal life, Like I just want to be with the person I love. 10 years from now, that's it. It's not special. It's not unique. Like we don't want like I don't know, some crazy anything. I know. I just want like a normal life. Like I just want to be happy. That's it.
I stand corrected. That's double income, little dog.
Little dog?
Little dog, apparently. Oh. What? Yun. It's really great to have you guys in this conversation. We really appreciated how we navigated. And parang
Thank you so
we
much.
had your story and everything under the sun. Parang napag-usapan natin. So thank you so much again, Albert.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you so much.
please don't get the judgment na alam namin lahat. We don't know everything. We also need advice with a lot of other things, especially on social media and life in general. But we have our friends and we have you guys, and it's a very nice conversation. We've learned a lot also from you. And sana pala tinatanong din namin kayo sa mga opinion nyo, diba? Pero ayun, ano naman yung natutunan nyo?
Oh my God.
Wow!
Ikaw na.
Ikaw muna. Ikaw.
Natutunan ko na parang it's something that's very it's really about the trust and communication. Na parang no matter how hard it is, parang it's important to always have the trust, especially when communicating with your partner. Kasi kahit with what happened with the two of you guys, parang knowing that meron kayong trust and solid foundation, you were able to navigate out through that. And parang if wala yung foundation na yun, it's always easy to fight. It's always easy to doubt. But it's always also easy to have that trust and support no matter na parang ganun man yung mangyari. Yeah, such a great thing.
That pala inunahan na kita.
Oh, tinan mo.
Pero,
Sabi mo na lang.
hindi,
ayaw.
pero communication din. Kasi parang it's really important to get you guys talking. Na parang you're not fighting battles individually. You're fighting it together. So parang it's really important that you understand one another, see where everyone comes from. Oh, everyone? Bakit ilan ba?
Everyone?
Oh.
No, seeing where each one comes from and ano yung pinanggagalingan nila. Kasi at the end of the day, it's really important to just have that sense of understanding, reading. Pero it's really important lang na magkaroon kayo ng understanding and then trust into one another.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, lessons
Yes.
learned. Kaya
Joint slay.
Discussion board.
Discussion board. Kaya naman, give na namin ng airtime sa inyo for anything that you would like to promote. Like, saan namin kayo abangan? Or
Saan ka niya makikita?
saan namin makikita yung replies and go tweets?
Go.
We would like to promote ourselves. Thank you. Well, how?
Like your handle.
Your social.
Girl.
I'm at Albert Raquenyo, almost everywhere. That's RAQUENO. Yes. So my social media is very universal. It has a lot of things, but I hope you can check out my art. I do portraits, and I hope you can look forward to our next events in the future.
Yes, so I'm Aikee. That's Aikee. I'm mostly around as Aikee.png. So it's AIKEE.png. But then my personal, I guess like I have another IG for my personal stuff. Like just, for me, like as a person. That one is IKEA Furniture. So it's AIKEE and then A Furniture. Like, IKEA Furniture. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's us.
So, yan. If nagustuhan niyo tong episode na to, feel free to share in your social media accounts. Feel free to tag us. It's at GKY Pod on all social media platforms. And it's at LNCRVDA naman on Instagram. Ikaw ba, Jacob?
It's the Charles Jacob on all social media platforms.
And kung gusto niyo ring balikan yung mga episodes namin with other couples or some other people that you know, please feel free na balikan ng aming Spotify page. Follow nyo kami. Hit the 5 stars. Hit the notification bell, 5 stars, and nag-release kami ng episodes every Saturday.
And this March, abangan ninyo ang 5th anniversary special.
So, tuloy-tuloy lang ang
Happy 5
push.
years.
Yes. And wag nating kakalimutan
Na?
queer relationships, it might be complicated if you would look it at a glance. But once you experience it, once you get to know each other's people's experience about it, it's not really that way. It's like all relationships. It's really easy as long as you have that solid foundation, trust, and loyalty.
Wow.
And ito pa rin ang ganito kasi yan.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.